Have you ever wondered why some days you feel happy and energetic, while on other days, even when everything seems fine, you still feel tired, distracted, or unhappy? The truth is, happiness isn't just something that happens to you. Your brain is constantly learning from what you repeatedly do, think, and focus on every day. You are teaching your brain what to pay attention to. If you constantly focus on problems, your brain becomes better at finding problems. If you constantly compare yourself to others, your brain becomes better at finding reasons to feel inadequate. But the good news is, you can also train your brain in a better direction. You can build habits that encourage calmness, gratitude, confidence, and a greater sense of happiness. And no, you don't need to completely change your life overnight. You just need to start repeating small actions that move your mind in the right direction. So today, let's talk about 10 simple habits that can help you build a happier mind. Let's begin. Habit number 1, don't start your day with your phone. The first few minutes of your morning can influence the direction of your entire day. But what do many people do the moment they wake up? They reach for their phone. They check messages. They scroll through social media. They look at other people's lives. And before they've even got out of bed, their mind is already filled with information, notifications, and distractions. Instead, try creating a small gap between waking up and checking your phone. Get out of bed. Drink some water. Open a window. Take a few deep breaths. Think about what you want to accomplish today. Even 15 or 20 minutes without your phone can give your brain a calmer start. You don't have to completely avoid technology. Just don't let your phone decide what your brain thinks about first thing in the morning. Remember, the first thing you give your attention to can become the first thing that controls your attention. Habit number 2, practice gratitude every day. Your brain naturally looks for problems. It's part of how humans are wired. But if you constantly focus on what is missing from your life, you can easily forget to notice what is already there. That's why gratitude is such a powerful habit. Every day, take a moment to notice 3 things you are grateful for. It could be something big, or it could be something incredibly simple. A good meal, a peaceful morning, a friend who made you laugh, a family member, your health, a new opportunity, even a small moment of peace. The goal isn't to pretend that everything is perfect. The goal is to train your attention to notice the good things that already exist, alongside the difficult ones. Because sometimes happiness doesn't come from getting more. Sometimes it comes from noticing more. Habit number 3, move your body every day. You don't have to become an athlete. You don't need an intense workout every day. The goal is simply to move. Walk, stretch, dance, cycle, play a sport. Do something that gets your body moving. Physical activity can support your mental well-being and help you feel more energetic. And there's another important lesson here. When you take care of your body, you are sending a message to yourself. I am worth taking care of. That message matters. So instead of thinking about exercise only as a way to change your appearance, think about movement as a way to care for your mind and body. Even a short walk can become a small act of self-respect. Habit number 4, learn to come back to the present. Your mind spends a lot of time somewhere other than where you actually are. It worries about tomorrow. It replays yesterday. It imagines things that might never happen. And while your mind is busy traveling through the past and future, your actual life is happening right now. One simple habit is to practice bringing your attention back to the present. When you're eating, pay attention to the food. When you're walking, notice your surroundings. When you're talking to someone, really listen. When you feel overwhelmed, take a slow breath and notice what is happening around you. You don't need to meditate for an hour. Start with a few moments. The more often you practice returning to the present, the easier it becomes to stop getting completely lost in your thoughts. You cannot control every thought that enters your mind, but you can practice choosing where you place your attention. Habit number 5, stop automatically believing every negative thought. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that every thought we have is true. Your mind might say, I'm not good enough. I always fail. Everyone is doing better than me. Nothing will ever change. But a thought is not automatically a fact. Sometimes your brain is simply repeating an old pattern. So when a negative thought appears, Pause. Ask yourself, is this actually true? What evidence do I have? Would I say this to someone I care about? Then try replacing the thought with something more realistic. Instead of, I always fail, try, I'm struggling with this right now, but I can improve. Instead of, I'll never be good at this, try, I'm still learning. You don't have to force yourself to think positively all the time. You simply need to learn how to think more accurately and compassionately. Your inner voice matters, so make sure it isn't constantly working against you. Habit number 6, spend more time with people who make you feel connected. Humans are social beings. The people around you can influence your mood, your confidence, and even the way you see yourself. If you constantly spend time around negativity, criticism, or unhealthy comparison, it can affect your mental state. That's why meaningful connection is important. Talk to someone you trust. Spend time with family. Laugh with a friend. Have a genuine conversation. And remember, connection isn't always about having hundreds of friends. Sometimes one honest conversation with the right person can mean more than hours of scrolling through social media. Put your phone down. Look up. Talk to someone. Be present. Sometimes the simplest human connection can bring more happiness than we realize. Habit number 7, do one difficult thing every day. This may sound strange. If you want to be happier, why would you intentionally do something difficult? Because confidence doesn't come from always choosing the easiest path. It comes from proving to yourself that you can handle challenges. Make your bed when you don't feel like it. Finish the assignment you've been avoiding. Study for an extra 20 minutes. Go for a walk when you'd rather stay on the couch. Start the project you've been postponing. Every time you do something difficult instead of avoiding it, you send yourself a powerful message. I can trust myself to take action. And that feeling of self-trust can become incredibly valuable. You don't need to conquer huge challenges every day. Just choose one small thing that you've been avoiding and do it. Small acts of courage repeated every day can slowly change the way you see yourself. Habit number 8, reduce constant digital distractions. Your attention is valuable, but modern life is designed to compete for it. Notifications, short videos, endless scrolling, constant messages. Every few seconds, something is asking you to look at it. The problem isn't technology itself. The problem is when you lose control over your attention. Try creating small periods of distraction-free time. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Put your phone away while studying. Take breaks from social media. Have meals without constantly checking your screen. Spend a few minutes each day doing absolutely nothing. At first, silence may feel uncomfortable, but slowly, your mind can become less dependent on constant stimulation. And when you become comfortable with quiet moments, ordinary things can start feeling enjoyable again. A walk, a conversation, music, reading, watching the sunset. Happiness doesn't always need to be exciting. Sometimes happiness is simply being comfortable with the moment you're already in. Habit number 9, celebrate small wins. Many people are constantly waiting for the big moment. I'll be happy when I succeed. I'll be happy when I reach my goal. I'll be happy when everything finally works out. But if you only allow yourself to feel proud at the finish line, you may spend most of your life feeling like you're not there yet. Instead, learn to recognize small progress. Did you study today? That's a win. Did you exercise? That's a win. Did you finish something you've been avoiding? That's a win. Did you make a better decision than you would have made yesterday? That's a win. Your brain needs evidence that your efforts matter. So don't ignore your progress just because you're not at your final destination. You can be proud of how far you've come, while still working toward where you want to go. Progress deserves to be noticed. Habit number 10, create a peaceful evening routine. How you end your day matters too. If you spend your final hour scrolling endlessly, comparing yourself to others, and filling your mind with noise, you may find it harder to relax. Instead, create a simple evening routine. Put your phone away for a while. Prepare for tomorrow. Write down something you're grateful for. Think about one thing you accomplished today. Read a few pages of a book, or simply sit quietly for a few minutes. Then ask yourself, what went well today? What did I learn? What is one thing I can do better tomorrow? This helps you end the day with reflection instead of endless overthinking. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need a peaceful transition from today's responsibilities to tomorrow's possibilities. So let's quickly remember the 10 habits. Don't start your morning by immediately giving your attention to your phone. Practice gratitude. Move your body. Return your attention to the present. Question negative thoughts instead of automatically believing them. Spend meaningful time with people who make you feel connected. Do one difficult thing every day. Protect your attention from constant digital distractions. Celebrate your small wins. And create a peaceful evening routine. None of these habits will magically make every bad day disappear. Life will still have difficult moments. You will still feel sad sometimes. You will still have days when motivation disappears. And that's okay. Happiness doesn't mean feeling good every second. Real happiness is about building a mind that can experience difficult emotions without being completely controlled by them, and a life where you regularly create moments of meaning, connection, gratitude, and peace. Your brain learns from repetition. So be careful about what you repeatedly think. Be careful about what you repeatedly watch. Be careful about what you repeatedly focus on. Because over time, your habits become your patterns. Your patterns influence your thoughts. And your thoughts influence the way you experience your life. You don't have to change everything today. Just choose one habit. Start small. Repeat it tomorrow. Then repeat it again. Because a happier life isn't usually built in one giant moment. It's built quietly, through the small choices you make, every single day. And remember, you are not required to become a completely different person to become happier. Sometimes, you simply need to start training your mind to notice the good that was already there. Start today. Your future self will thank you.